Find the length of the hypotenuse in the triangles below. In part B, give your answer as a surd and to 1 decimal place. We'll deal with that when we come to it. Remember, we're using Pythagoras' theorem. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared, where C is the length of the hypotenuse and A and B are the lengths of the other two sides. So if we start with C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared, then our hypotenuse, we say, is x. So x squared equals, now let's call this one A and this one B, and then we have 5 squared plus 12 squared. Clearly it doesn't matter if you'd chosen this one to be A and this one to be B. So x squared in this case is going to be 25 plus 144, giving us that x squared is 169. So x is going to be the square root of 169. It can only be the positive square root because x represents a length. Generally speaking, an equation such as x squared is equal to 169 could have 13 or negative 13 as the answer. But for a length, it can only be positive. The square root of 169 is 13, so x is 13 centimeters. Let's have a look at part B. Once again, we're going to use c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So we're finding the hypotenuse, so substitute x in for c. So x squared is going to be, let's call this one a, 6 squared, and this one b, so that's plus 3 squared. So x squared is going to be 36, add 9. So x squared is going to be 45. And that means x is the square root of 45. And that is the answer as a surd. Then we wanted the answer to 1 decimal place. And that means just evaluating the square root of 45. And that's 6.708, and so on. So if we round that to 1 decimal place, since we've got a 0 here, that's 6.7 millimeters, correct to the 1 decimal place required. Now, just an extension here. This is a surd, but it's not a simplest possible surd. You may not be expected to do this in year 9, but the square root of 45 is the square root of 9 times 5. So we're looking for factors of 45 where one of them is a square number, in this case the 9. And you can separate a square root like this into root 9, root 5. We're just applying an index law that you already know. And then the square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of 5 is 5. So that's the answer as a simplest possible surd, but in year 9, you'll probably be okay with giving root 45.